Well, good morning. Good Sunday morning. Um, I guess I'm on a roll. I got to make this video because I felt something, and Coach Chuck, when he feels something, he's got to deliver. And it's just the way coaches are when they feel the need to deliver to the team, to the body, to the support system, the fans, the parents in the stands, whatever. They're going to deliver their message. So I got up this morning. You can see clouds behind me. I got up this morning and I was thinking, and I said, you know what? Today's Sunday, and we're leaving, and I got to give a testimony. So I think this might be one of my first ones. What better day than, or what better way to have testimony than on a Sunday morning when the sun is coming up? It's a new dawn. It's a new light. It's a new hope. It's a new adventure. That being said, that's right. I got mine on. I take it everywhere I go. So, as you can see, we have the bay behind me. We have some fishermen out there already trying to catch some fish. But here it goes. If you have ever had a thought process of thinking that you can do something or you can't do something and you're sort of stuck, just look up in the skies and ask for help. This particular story happened a while back, but it's a testimony that will be with me for the rest of my life. I was asked to go to Soledad Prison, which is in Salinas, California, with a group called MATFA, Mentoring a Touch from Above, and deliver a speech, deliver the word to 250 inmates at Soledad Prison, lifers, ones that will probably never get out of what we call college or the institution. And it was my very first time out, kind of sort of speaking. Not that I haven't spoke before, because I'm pretty good at talking. And so I woke up the morning of the event, and I was like kind of sort of stuck. That I don't think I could do this. I was kind of like, nah, man, I'm out of my comfort zone. I can't do this. And so I said, God, do me a favor. Help me. Help me today deliver a message to these gentlemen that are looking for hope, that are looking for stories, that are looking for somebody to come in and give them a touch of what the outside is like. So we can help mentor them, because that's what it is, mentoring a touch from above, mentoring inmates in prisons and giving them the light. So it was really early morning. The sun was coming up really early. Actually, I don't even think the sun had come up yet. And I'm searching. I'm like trying to put a message together. And so it's early in the morning. I need my coffee. So I walk down to a AM PM, and it's not even open yet. This is Salinas, California. And so I'm walking a little bit more, and I'm still thinking, I'm still asking God to help me. Please, God, help me, because I really am lost. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here, and I really so much want to deliver a message to these guys. So as I'm walking, I got my head down. I'm looking around, because you're in Salinas, California, not the best neighborhood, and tingling my neck, my spider senses, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I'm getting ready to go off a curb that's a inlet to or an on-ramp to the freeway. And I take my first step down, and I look down, and I see a very large amount of change. I'm talking a large amount of change, just like in one spot. What the heck? Well, look, I'm a ghetto child, and I ain't giving no money up, so I reach down there and I pick up every single penny. There was quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, and I put them in my pocket. And I head down, and I'm now looking for some coffee, and I see that there's a Shell station further down, and I start walking down towards the south. And again, it's dark, and there's a gentleman across the street pushing a shopping cart, and he has a black hoodie on. And now I'm really like keeping my eye on him, right? So as I'm walking, I'm thinking, wow. And this change is like weighing me down because it's a lot. So just before I get to the Shell station, I stop at a light, and there's like a power for signals, a power box. And I take all the change out, and I put it on top of that, and I count it. There was $8.67 in change that was on the ground into the on-ramp of a freeway that's just like right there. It wasn't like all over the place. It was like right there. $8.67. So I walk across the street, and I go to get coffee. I get my coffee. I pull my card out, and the guy says, "Oh, you don't want to use your card?" He says, "It's like $1 for you to use your card, and the coffee's only like 99 cents." So I said, "You know what?" I reached in my pocket, and I pulled out the money, the change, and I told the guy, I said, "God's buying my coffee this morning." So I paid him with the coffee. I looked over at another gentleman, and he sort of just looked at me because God is good every day. And so I start walking out. I walk across the street. I'm drinking my coffee. And then all of a sudden, the gentleman that I saw earlier pushing the golf cart or the shopping cart was coming up on me. And now I'm starting to get, and he walks up on me and he says, "Hey, you got a cigarette?" And I said, "No, man, I don't smoke." I said, "But I tell you what, I got some change, and I'm going to give it to you. So you can get yourself some cigarettes and maybe get yourself some coffee or something." And I gave him all of my change that I had found on the street, on the pavement, going into the on-ramp of a freeway. It doesn't just happen. It happens because it's meant to happen, and there's a message here. Excuse me. So I gave him the change, and I felt pretty good because these are blessings that are given to us when we least expect it, because we're searching for hope. We're searching for answers. We're searching for help. And so went ahead and got ready, and we went into the prison, Soledad. And when you go into a prison, even though you're cleared to speak, you got to go through the metal detector. You got to take everything off. You got to take everything out of your pockets. And I reached in my pocket, and there was 11 cents left over. I didn't pull all the change out. There was 11 cents left over. And I looked at the dime and the penny. I went, wow. I asked the gentleman if I needed to, leave it at the counter where you have to leave all your belongings because you can't take stuff into the prison. He says, "No, go ahead and take it with you." So I went in, and I had this 11 cents, was a part of the journey. That 11 cents represented the message, represented the gift that was given to me that morning, because I was searching for help. I was searching for backup, and I didn't know where to go, except I asked God to help me out. So here's this message, and so when it's my turn to speak, actually before it's my turn to speak, there's a young man that I mentored back in 2003 in a football program. His name is Chris Lingell. He's like a son to me. And I had no idea that he was involved in MATFA. So for me to sit back and watch him give testimony, watch him give a speech to 250 inmates, man, I got chicken skin. And it's like, wow, everything is panning out. Everything is just flowing when I started my day in confusion. In what's going to happen today? Am I going to be able to make it? And the energy was just so cool because it was meant to happen. So then it was my turn to get up, and I go in as Coach Chuck, because a lot of those college, we call them college students that are in an institution, were once playing sports at one time. So Coach Chuck stuck, and I delivered my speech. And so it's like this morning, and it was a beautiful day. It all just panned out. And I told them about my story. I told them about the testimony. I told them about my 11 cents. And It's like this morning I woke up and I felt this feeling. I felt this energy. I felt this love. And I felt this Sunday morning because we're leaving. We're going back to the mainland today. And I said, you know what? I want to give a testimony. And I walked outside because it's been storming for 2 weeks here. And it's still storming. I walked out and it was dark. I mean, like, I'm going to take this off for a minute. And it looked like that, but it was 100% black. I'll just give you, there's some fishing people there, okay? Give you a tour of the valley early in the morning on this beautiful Sunday morning, okay? And I'm gonna see if I can put you back up. But anyhow, I sat there for about 5 minutes. I'm looking at this darkness. I said, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to do this. It's gonna rain, it's gonna pour. And I'm gonna be out there in the pouring rain, and I don't think that I'm going to be able to deliver this testimony today as much as I wanted to. And I sat there for a minute, and it started opening up. It started breaking up. So here's the message today. To all my impactors, to anybody that's thinking about coming into the competition, but you have clouds, you have a storm, you have stormy weather in your life. You've had stormy weather in your life, and you're thinking, I don't want to go out in the storm. I don't want to get wet. I don't want to be discomforted in the rain and get soaking wet. So I'm not going to do this. My message today is, go ahead and go into the storm. Because if you take the step and you believe, as my sensei says, in the Creator, take the step. You have to take the step. And if you take that step and you go along with the energy, if you go along with the flow, if you go along with God's blessings, everything's going to be okay. So for you that are contemplating if you want to come in because you have stories, come in. Because the storm will break. And there will be light. And there will be a time for you to reflect on coming in when you thought you didn't want to. So, once again, here's Coach Chuck with one of those moments that I wanted to share, but yet I didn't think I could. But I went ahead and did it anyhow. I took the step. I went ahead and moved forward and said, I'm going to go. And if it starts pouring down rain, as long as I can keep my phone dry, I'll be okay. So, have a blessed day. This was just a moment for me to, I think I'm going to scan just a little bit more. This was just a moment for me. I'm going to show you the west side of Oahu, okay? And I'm going to take you out to the ocean because that's what we're going to be flying over for about 4.5 hours to get back to Sacramento. I'm going to scan back, okay? Just give you this beautiful morning that started out as a storm or a possible storm, and I went ahead and weathered that storm so I could make this delivery. So I could tell this story, so I could give this testimony. So for those of you who are watching this video, go to #nextimpactors.com. I don't have the link, but just go there and join the competition. If you ever thought that you were engulfed in this storm, or you were engulfed in cloudy weather, you were engulfed in dark. I lost you. I'm sorry. If that's live, if you were engulfed in darkness, but you wanted to see the light, go ahead and go into the light, because everything will be okay. Because there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. It's because it's God's blessing. So again, on this beautiful Sunday morning, I'm going to turn this around and let you see the sunrise, because it's God's gift to us. There it is. It's God's gift to us. Every day that we wake up is another adventure, and we can weather the storm. Even more so if we do it in numbers. So, for all you competitors, thank you so much for weathering the storm, for coming out of your comfort zone and being part of this competition, so we can continue to send the message to the ones that are in the darkness that are looking for the light. Have a beautiful day. Have a blessed day. God bless every single one of you. And I love you from the bottom of my heart. hui ho kako. The next time you see me, I'll be on the mainland, but I'll be back. Have a blessed day. God is good every single day, and every single day He provides for us when we are in need. Aloha.